Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Soulful Conversations. I'm Nicola McCarthy and I'm here with my husband and co-host,
That's me, David.
David.
Hello.
And yeah, well, we're back.
We are. Yes. Okay.
Had a couple of weeks pausing again,
We did. Yeah. Another pause. Yeah.
another pause, and yeah, I'm just kind of feeling that we're feeling and sensing the energy of the times and what's going on around us at the moment.
Yeah.
And there's not much that you can do about that. You really have to just go with it, don't you?
You do. You do. Yes. Exactly.
And and
And put yourself in a good place.
and put
That's
yourself,
really what it's all about.
yeah, put
But that's
yourself
not
in.
easy to do when, everything's being thrown at you.
Yeah.
And
It's I think it's a time, isn't it, at the moment where we are just all getting bombarded with lessons,
mm,
things that we need to be learning.
yeah, exactly.
And
And they're great because you're here to learn. We're
yeah,
here to learn and move on, not
yeah.
not
It's
stagnate.
no, that's it. It's by the way, I love the background. You've chosen a different background. We're
I
matching.
Yeah, I just want it to be in space. And we're matching, yeah. That's good.
Yeah. But so yeah, so today I think well, we've decided, haven't we? We're going to talk
We
a bit
have.
about finding balance
Yeah, it was something we've been
because
trying to do for many, many years.
yeah,
Well, we sort of thought we maybe achieved it at one point, and you do, you come in and out of balance.
it's
And
it's a constant it's a
it is,
constant journey
it's a
of
constant
yeah,
journey. Yeah.
of what is balance?
Mm.
What's your
My take, what is balance? Well, physical balance is when you're in perfect health, I suppose. When the best health for you is physical balance. And then mental balance, I suppose, would be more when you're you're more centered, you're in balance, you're more calm, you're more steady in your thoughts. And a spiritual balance again would be again, you are on your path
you're able to connect
and you're able to connect and know,
with your
you know,
intuition,
yeah, navigate your way forward with
choose.
all of those three things being in balance, which actually sounds easy and wonderful, but it's not always so easy to do because once you get in balance, the next easy thing to do is to get out of balance again. And really, it's not a static thing, it's constantly changing. And we're just like navigating our way forward, trying to stay in balance, not swinging too far one way or the other. And I always used to use the analogy of tacking on a yacht when you're sailing from one place to another. You'll go with the wind and you'll tack one direction and then you'll change the sails and you'll go the other direction. You know your destination ahead of you and you're just finding your way across. And obviously, if you don't get the tacking right, you can go way off your direction and go off somewhere strange, which is probably where most of us go when our balance goes.
Well, we're
We don't really go
constantly,
where we would like to go. Well,
yeah.
yeah, we
Well,
end
we
up somewhere else.
constantly, it's not just, I think, if we were hermits and we just lived on our own in a cave and didn't
Yep.
have to put, cope with everything else that's around us. And it's because, it's external, a lot of external forces, and really our thoughts as
Yeah,
well.
it's our thoughts the whole time.
Our thoughts can completely take us into a different space. And of course, the other people around us have no idea what's going on in our heads.
No, you've got no idea what's going on in anybody's head, really.
That's it. And you're all living life from a different perspective, and your body is constantly trying to pull you back into balance.
And it's giving you messages, but most of the messages we shut down,
Mm.
we turn off, we, you've got a pain, you take a painkiller for it, which is actually what the body's giving you a message for a reason, and you've got to listen to the message and change. If you don't change, then the pain will continue to be there and get bigger and bigger, and you'll
Yeah,
grow
like you
into
say,
something else.
that those messages are constant. Your
Mm,
body's constantly telling you, if you're tired, take rest
mm. Don't
to
take another coffee, don't take another stimulant drink, just go and have a rest. Yeah. But of course, in our culture, it's now more about, keeping going, entertaining yourself, pushing yourself.
Mm.
Yeah. Living up to other people's expectations rather than listening to yourself.
And moving away from the way that nature
Yeah. Well,
intended
yeah,
for us,
exactly. Yeah.
you know.
Which is the way to look after yourself.
Mm,
If you're more connected to nature, you're more likely going to be listening to those messages. If you're not connected to nature, you won't get the messages at all. You just don't, you won't even connect to that understanding, probably.
yeah.
Mm.
The thing is, when we first started on our journey to health, I guess,
Yeah.
that's what I was really looking at was health, coming at it totally from a health perspective.
Mhm.
I had reached that connection, but I was actually connecting with um I don't want to say like a lower level, but it was just the other side of the veil,
Yeah,
just
no, you were connecting with the astral realms, and you were connecting with loved ones that we'd lost. You never connected to anything dark, which is
mm,
what I think is just over the veil.
mm,
Yeah, that's the darker stuff is down in the lower astral realms. You were connecting to the higher astral realms,
mm,
and your guides are even higher than, so you were connecting to that stuff, but your body was failing you in lots of other ways. So
mm.
really, when we
And don't you
changed,
think that was my guides in a way sent me to meet you
yeah,
because you were the food police
I was,
and
yeah,
you were absolutely on a mission. I
yeah,
mean, that was your mission was to find the answer
yeah,
for um,
ultimate, yeah,
for balance, really, for perfect health.
yeah,
Um, and I was kind of like more in the sort of, as you say, the astral spiritual side.
mhm,
And really, yeah, to be sort of like really thrown into that and to discover that actually on our honeymoon, which I realized just only because it's our 20th wedding anniversary this
oh yes,
August,
it is,
a
yeah,
couple of weeks' time.
yeah, okay,
20
fine,
years. And I
yeah,
just thought, isn't that amazing that we found that actually on our honeymoon, the beginning of our journey together, we
absolutely, yeah,
found something to um because I don't know what I'd be like now if I hadn't have
yeah,
found those answers, which actually gave me not just health, but they allowed me to discover so much more,
yeah,
like
yeah,
so much more, which is actually ongoing even now.
mm,
Of course it is. It's
yeah,
like an
yeah,
ongoing process. But what we managed to find, the 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 curative effect was phenomenal.
mm,
You know, I mean, not just for me, but for you at that time.
yeah,
Allergies that were life-threatening allergies. Joint pain, which no doubt was, arthritis, real joint pain that would, make me go to bed,
mm,
um, and depression and, finding my perfect weight.
yeah, yeah.
And for you, clearing asthma
Yeah, I got rid of asthma
completely.
and rosacea, and I used to have fatigue. Probably, I was very active, but I would be at times of the day I just want to sleep.
Yeah.
So I couldn't continually keep going through the day.
Mm.
Um, so yeah,
But what we
interesting.
hadn't realized was actually it was bringing us completely into balance, not just our body, but our mind and our spirit. And we changed really quite radically. quite
Yeah, we did.
quickly
Yeah, yeah,
because obviously, what you're taking in is completely changing you and it changes your vibration.
mm,
And so what you then attract into your life is completely different
it
because
is.
you're attracting what you are
Yeah,
and what
which
you're becoming and on a daily basis. And of
yeah,
course
everything
that
changed.
goes daily basis one way or the other.
Yeah, yeah, everything
Um,
changed. But it also, why when we got our balance back in many ways, physically certainly, um, then that's just the beginning because there's layers to clear and
of
lots of other
course.
things you've got to heal.
Yeah.
But it helps you do it from a better place. But it also, we felt very powerful at the time,
Well,
and in a way, then that started to take us out of balance
it
because we thought
pushes
we
you,
could take
yeah.
on the world, and we'd found something that was, well, amazingly healing, and I could see as an answer to the health problems worldwide.
Well, it was
And
peaceful, wasn't it? It was
yeah,
a
because it was
diet
about
and a way of life
the
for
peace.
bringing peace. And the
But first of
irony
all,
being,
yeah, peace
um,
inside you first, and
yeah,
then peace outside you. Yeah.
yeah, like everything in our house, a friend came round and said, you've got, it's like peace everywhere I look. There's like, an ornament, a photograph, a quote or something with peace. And I had no idea, how important that was to me,
Mm,
really.
mm.
That idea of peace and being peaceful inside.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah,
actually only when I'm around people that aren't peaceful, I realize how important that is to me because it just shakes me up so
yeah,
much.
yeah.
When I'm around that vibration,
Mm,
it's just so kind of, yeah. But yeah, as you say, when you start to move out of your balance,
mm.
that's when you can start making some really poor decisions.
Which we did because we were in a place we'd learnt this fantastic information and we wanted to spread it out and tell people. So we thought, oh well, and we were eating all these wonderful foods which we couldn't really get easily in the UK, many of them not of the quality we wanted. So we started importing, and then we had a mail order, and then we had a shop, and then we were teaching and consulting and helping lots of people, and it was wonderful. And then we thought, oh well, we want to do this more and spread this out more. But we were then, I suppose, that was a time when we were starting to lose our balance, but we didn't realize it.
Well, it was our
Um,
dream, wasn't it? It was our
yeah, we had a
dream to be
dream, and
able
the dream took over really.
it was our dream to be able to share what we had learned with the world because
Yeah.
at that time we'd sold all the pharmacies.
Mhm.
It wasn't a case of needing money,
No, we
which
just
I
did
think
it
was
because,
actually probably a really bad thing because it was
yeah,
just like we'll just give all this information away and you know just stretch ourselves
yeah,
and create really probably as you did with the pharmacies, you wanted to really create that with
yeah, I did in a
what we
way,
had
but so
learned.
we could teach in lots of different places.
Yeah. And to
Yeah,
have like, little lighthouses,
like yeah, yeah,
really,
exactly, yeah,
where we could share the information and share, the food and the knowledge and consult and help people. And actually, that was amazing at the time because
yeah,
people were coming from literally all over the world.
yeah. They were. It was amazing. Yeah,
And, it was just so heartwarming to sort of see and enjoy their excitement as well.
mm,
And of course, people that, couldn't get hold of the ingredients and they could just come and they could just find them and it was kind of a whole like
it was. Yeah, but yeah, and we went at it like in
mm,
typical style, quite full
mm,
on,
mm.
and yeah, it was draining. And then we
it
got
was it
people in
was
to help, and we got
well, we got out
yeah,
of
we
balance.
did, yeah, and then started making decisions which weren't so good.
and what happens when you get out of balance, your vibration drops.
Hmm.
So you're not in that high place anymore. You start to spiral down. And as your vibration and your frequency drops, then you start to attract people that are on the same kind of
Exactly. Yeah. That's it.
vibration and
Yeah.
frequency as you are. So if you're the minute that you start to experience it, that it's like really just come back to yourself and notice I'm
Yeah.
starting to feel tired, I'm starting to feel depleted, I'm not making great decisions. Stop.
Yeah. But we
But
didn't.
we didn't know that. We
No,
didn't
we didn't know that then. Well,
understand that.
it's
We
about
didn't,
learning,
and that
isn't it?
was, yeah,
Yeah.
lesson.
Mm.
Lesson number one. And it
Yeah.
was huge. It was such a big lesson.
Mm. Mm.
Such a big lesson.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, yeah, if you start feeling that you're getting out of balance, just beware,
The best thing you can do
because
is stop. Yeah.
yeah, we at the time we attracted. I mean, I don't want to get too much into this because it's not nice. It's not a great subject. I completely lost myself at this point. And it's like, and it's actually really quite, I've let go of it, but it's still quite a painful memory.
Hmm.
So I do still remember it,
Yeah. Yeah.
but I have let go of any emotion attached to it because at the time I was insanely upset, angry, emotional,
For a long time.
frustrated for a
Yeah.
long,
For a
long
long time.
time.
Yeah.
But yeah, we attracted a manager
Hmm.
who probably, was on the same frequency as us at the time because we were, not in a great place. And she really came in to destroy really all that we created. And
Yeah.
when you think, what we were doing, it wasn't for money, it was just to share our knowledge and to be able to reach as many people. That kind of like it really hits me that because, we were coming from such a good place. But I think, whoever just knew that we had to really get a grip and to learn this lesson of probably of trust
Yeah.
because
Probably we've been overly trusting. We have in many
yeah,
occasions, and we've learned that now.
I
Yeah.
trusted so many people in my life and
Mm.
I got burnt so many times. And this time, probably was one of the worst ones.
Mm.
Because yeah, just to create a copycat of your business and then to take all of your staff with you
Well, working for you at that while you're paying them.
while you're paying them.
Yeah.
Um,
Bizarre.
just yeah,
But yeah, I mean,
that's that.
but then again, we pulled that in, but it was for a reason, and it took us a while to get that message.
Mm.
And
It took me a long time to recover from that.
yeah, it did. Yeah, it
I
did. Yeah.
think, what came with that was kind of, in a way, it made me, well, it made me really sick for a start,
Yeah.
really depressed.
Mm.
I couldn't work. Um, and I lost my heart with the thing that had changed my life.
Yeah, you did.
And I lost the passion for sharing it with the world because I felt like I'd been burnt.
Yeah.
Um, and it really was never the same again.
Mm.
It was never the same again because, it had so many, there were so many memories around it
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
so many beliefs around it. But, I have to be so grateful for that, for her, for the lesson, for everything, because, well, for sure, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing now.
No, of course. And we
That
both would.
made me
Yeah.
follow a path of understanding emotions and how emotions and beliefs can be really destructive
Mm.
and how they can actually impact your
Yeah.
your
Because
your
really at
your
the time we
health.
were thinking it's mainly food. Food is the thing behind everything. And of course, food is vital and it's important. but then it's the emotions as well. Because what comes first, the food choices or the emotions that make you decide the food choices, or the food choices that then control your emotions? Or so there's a whole system and understanding behind it, but actually that opened that up to us, which we were probably glib about before and
Yeah.
didn't really understand. But
No,
the,
the
the
whole
emotions are vitally, to understand what's going on and how you express everything and how it
well,
is expressed.
your emotion. I'm working with a lady at the moment who has a lot of emotional problems.
Mhm.
Has gone through, has held a lot for many, many, many years,
Mhm.
but it's expressing itself in her body as pain.
Yeah, it's always a physical. I mean, the physical, we understand that now. I
Mm,
mean, as I said, at one time we thought if you've got a physical health problem, it's down to just your food,
yeah,
but it's
but
not
it's really
just
not.
that. That's just part of the
Yeah,
picture.
yeah, yeah.
Yes, it may be in some cases, but
And as with this
it's the
client,
emotions behind everything.
just by working on her emotions and releasing the emotions in one session, the pain has released and gone.
Yeah,
You know,
it's
it's
amazing,
our
isn't it?
bodies are so, they're so amazing.
Yeah, they are.
Just
They are.
so amazing. And yeah, I mean, well, I wish I'd known this back then because I was a mess.
Yeah.
And I think, anybody that's a sensitive or an empath, you will understand that how things can affect you.
Mm.
One flare up of something, you know, can affect you for the rest of your life and can
Yeah.
actually change your beliefs around something.
It
Can
is all your beliefs again, isn't
Mm,
it? It is all your beliefs because, maybe you start to have a pain and then you think that pain is due to one particular thing, and you then maybe get a name for that pain because it's like a medical condition. They've created a name for a pain
mm,
or a group of symptoms around a pain, and then therefore you identify with that medical condition, which
yeah,
actually is probably just based on what is going on in your head at that particular time. And if you could shift that
mm,
and then shift the energy around that, then shift, anything that's going to support that situation, like the food you're eating or whatever, if you shift the whole lot, then it goes away. And that set of symptoms, which can be pain or whatever, can just go away.
mm.
And that disease has gone.
And it is,
And
it's returning to peace, isn't it?
it is, yeah.
It's
Yeah, it is.
returning to that peaceful state inside
Mm.
where, yeah, it's just a blissful awareness. And
Exactly.
we are the creators of that.
Mm.
Absolutely, 100%. It's not anything outside of us. Everything, everything is within.
Yeah.
And it's so easy to, as I did at that time, it was so much blame, it was so much this person, that person has created me feeling like this. I am now the victim. Feel sorry for me, help me. You know,
Victim
I'm in this
mentality is a big
mess.
thing. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
But
It's very,
I didn't know that at that time. I didn't
well,
know that
we're
I could.
programmed to think of
Yeah,
ourselves as victims.
yeah.
We are. That's part of our programming for, you know, what we've had programmed in the last few hundred years by society.
Mm.
So, and yeah.
In
So,
what way? So what would you say? What programs you?
what's going to program is, well, what you engage in, what you fill your mind with, whether it's the news media or the television stations that you watch that program you with their belief system, which generally has a narrative behind it that's all about fear and control for you. So if
But
you,
that's quite a thing to kind of recognize, isn't it?
it
Um,
is really, yeah. If you think what happens in the world just happens from your TV set, from your TV channel, shall we say, then whoever controls or owns that controls the way you see the world, and whether you are a customer or a free man. Whether you're going to buy into what they're telling you or not, buy into their belief system about whatever. I often thought about this because every year, I think I used to do talks years ago about the medicalization of society and how so many normal conditions were given names. And particularly, it was done, I used to notice it every year. I think it's the American Psychological Society or American Psychiatrist Society. Can't remember exactly who they were now. And every year they would come up with some new conditions. And each year the conditions would become more and more bizarre. And they would be like normal conditions of, normal states of mind. Maybe, that you see in society and in people and often the way we are ourselves. And they would be classed as, given a medical name. And when they've got a medical name, then you can give them a drug because there's always a drug for everything. So, and often they would go hand in hand. That's the medical name. You have this disease. Here's the cure. Take it for life. You're a valued customer. And I would see that and I think this is just bizarre because they're just medicalization of normality. They're doing it well, yeah, control, but actually, within that control, it's about them just making money out of you, about medicalizing normal things. But in doing that, then they're changing the narrative, they're changing the way we view ourselves, and then we become victims of a disease.
But actually, that starts at a very, very young age, doesn't it?
It does, yeah, of course. Of course, whatever they are now pushing down the throats of the children in young schools and everything, I think is not very beneficial. And I really admire the people who homeschool their children, who recognize this and actually want the best for their children, not want them to be in the program and in the system and want to be more free thinking.
Don't you think life's going that way, though?
I think
Moving
it
away
probably will.
from,
Well,
everything seems to be crumbling, and, the medical system and, even education in a way by
everything's
people who
everything's
are
crumbling.
moving away.
If you're not
Yeah.
happy, if your child's been taught things that you're not, you don't agree with.
I mean,
And
we've been recently to somewhere called Hope Sussex,
oh yeah, we
which
did, yeah.
it's an incredible group of people who homeschool,
Hmm.
and they've all come together and created this, well,
Well, it's like a
amazing.
meeting place, a little community place, but where they teach the children just to, and they teach there informally as part of that homeschooling ethos.
And being very aware of the truth and
Yeah, and just to be just a bit more aware and giving them other skills,
mm,
um,
life skills.
life skills. Yeah, yeah,
Really, when you think, yeah, you're not taught about, you're not taught any of the things that you need
not
when you
really.
come out of school.
No,
Yeah.
it's all about giving your responsibility for your happiness to
Mm,
somebody else, which you have to pay for.
mm.
And if
When
you
when
haven't got the
we
money, you can't pay for it, and
mm,
you're not going to be happy. It's like a whole weird thing about that, I think.
when we were teaching people from these little schools that, well, the school that we had, and I just remember people. It was an over and over. It was people saying, why were we never taught this in school?
Yeah, because this is about freedom, isn't it? Really,
It's
it's
about freedom, and it's a
about creating
philosophy
freedom.
for life.
It is, yeah, yeah,
It's a philosophy for being in a balanced state and to live the best, healthiest, brightest, you know, abundant
yeah. But it
existence.
is, and to do that, it's about being free and being open. Just it's about freedom, I think.
Mm,
And I see that when, as soon as you have a name for whatever condition you've got, then that takes your freedom away. Then
mm,
straight away you have to hand your responsibility over for that, and you lose your freedom. Um, So yeah, this is what we've been doing, is about freedom for years, really. And if you're free and you really get that on the inside, it's about creating peace in you. And if you've got peace on the inside, that peace can then radiate out and make peace on the outside of you in the world and your worldview around you.
And
And
how important is that? I mean,
at the moment, yeah, because you can't go and, you might want to go and, you know, feel really powerless about all the craziness that's going on in the world. And, and if you want peace in the world and you see what's happening, of how, there's nobody in the political fields that is actually saying, no, we want peace. They're all saying, no, let's have more war, let's have more killing, yeah, which is just insanity. And that's the insanity that's going on inside them.
mm,
So, we have to make our peace on the inside so we understand more the bigger picture,
mm,
and we can make a difference that way.
mm, mm. And
Mm.
letting go of any negativity that you might be
Yeah.
holding.
Well, that's forgiveness too. And that's what you learn over the years, is to forgive those people. I probably learned that a bit quicker than you, really. But I still have people, it's forgiving them. It's just forgive. It's all their stuff. But the first thing you do is you've got to forgive yourself, because
Yeah,
you can't really forgive them
yeah,
if you don't forgive yourself
yeah,
in the first place.
yeah.
So it's about forgiving yourself, and then it's easy to forgive them.
Mm.
That's what I find. And that's the biggest lesson, is forgiving yourself.
And once
Whatever
that
you've done in your
happens,
life.
you've let go of so much.
Well, otherwise, if you mention the name of someone who used to trigger you in the past, who you had something with, and then straight away that emotion comes back, that anger, that whatever comes back, well, you've not got rid of it.
And it's
And then you've
reliving
got to
in you.
forgive that. And
They've got no idea.
they've got no idea at all. And
Like literally, they're
that's
getting on with their
driving
life.
that's
Yeah,
driving your programs in
yeah.
all parts of your life.
Insanity, isn't it, really?
It is really,
You
yeah.
are,
That is
you've
probably
allowed
insanity.
them,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
you've allowed them to have this power over you.
Yeah,
You've
exactly. Yeah.
continued for years and years and years. And
And it's sort of festering in you, and you just got to
yeah,
let it all go.
yeah,
Yeah, let it go. Let it
yeah.
go.
I mean,
Let
which
it
is,
go in you first, and
mm,
then you can let it go in them and
yeah,
forgive them. So
which
if
is
you meet
what,
them, you can just send them
mm,
love.
mm, mm.
Mm.
But some people have to go through so much to get to that point.
Yeah, maybe they do, maybe they don't.
I mean,
Maybe
I
I
know
get it.
that,
Maybe it's if
it's
you take
less
it to your
enough.
grave, then I think you're going to have to come back again and
Yeah.
do some more stuff, do some more work on it, really.
Well, it is, it's
Yeah,
lesson after lesson, isn't it?
it is
It's
what this life is about.
time after time, just,
Yeah.
just getting it and letting it go. And,
Mm.
but, remaining on that sort of, that steady path, and really sort of staying true to yourself. Um,
Yeah, being true
and,
to yourself is
mm,
very important.
mm,
But and to do that, it's like forgiving yourself of everything too. It's
mm,
so important, because again, that takes you away from it. It does every time. It takes
yeah,
you away. So
yeah,
yeah, forgiveness is really, really important for me. And then that helps you then keep in your balance.
mm,
So you can have your physical balances from, balancing and getting your food right and being happy in your life. You get that mental, emotional balance,
mm,
which then can bring you that peace, that inner peace can come
mm,
from that,
mm,
because you've not got that conflict and that anger and that frustration stuff all going on.
mm,
And
mm,
if you do, you know what you've got to work on.
mm.
And then you will get that spiritual connection back. And
And connecting with people that are of like minds.
exactly, then it's easier then, yeah, because
Yeah.
you're always going to resonate for that.
Well, other people, if they're not, if they're of a lower, and just to be aware that when you're in a conversation with somebody, just, you can allow them to have their rant and but you can so easily be pulled into that. You can so easily be pulled into their drama. And it's not your drama. It's not your story. It's not your thing. It's, because you can just be we all have felt that. That's,
Mm.
I've been there, and suddenly I'm like, I've gone back 20 years, and I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, we all have these programs in us that's like it's easy to fall back on.
Mm.
And they're still there, but you just don't give them any power.
That's it,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
The power, yeah, it's not giving them power.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. The program's in you.
Yeah. Well, anyway, there we go.
Yeah.
But we have something exciting, don't we, coming up?
We do. Yeah. We're really looking forward to it. Yeah. Absolutely.
That's as much as I'm sharing
It is. Yeah. Okay. For now. For
for
now.
now. For
Yeah.
now. Maybe share
Okay.
something next week. Nah.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Maybe. Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe the week after.
Maybe the week after. Yeah.
Yeah. Something quite exciting though,
It is. Yeah. We're very, very much looking forward to it.
which is very much in alignment with everything that we've talked about today.
It is. Yeah. But everything, the way we live our life. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, on that note,
On that note.
we'll
Yeah.
leave you hanging.
Yeah. Have a lovely week.
Yes, have a lovely week. Enjoy the clouds.
Yeah.
If you're in the UK.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, have a great week. Enjoy whatever it is that you're doing.
Yeah.
And I think the children are breaking up this week, aren't they? I
Yeah. It
think
must be
so.
right now. Yeah.
Yeah. So have fun,
Have
and
fun.
we'll speak to you again very soon.
Yeah. Take care. Bye bye. Bye
Bye
bye.
for now.